Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. My name is MrBigmick. Welcome back to another video. Apologies for not putting one out sooner. Fraps is a problem child, and it does not want to cooperate. The reason I didn't post the boss footage for the raid is simply because of the fact that I couldn't get recording in. We were supposed to do a raid last night and get it done, but sadly a bunch of our raid just wasn't able to show, and the week before I forgot to hook up my external hard drive, which is actually one of those things that enables me to record. Anywho, what I was going to talk about today, I'm going to talk about gaming in general. This is kind of a serious topic, but I'm going to approach it like me, so it's not going to be overly serious. And this is one of those videos I really want you guys to post in the comment section below, because this is one of those things where it kind of boils my blood, and you'll understand why in a little bit. Today I'm going to talk about the gaming industry in development, in terms of story, in terms of immersion, in terms of a lot of things, and people who call themselves gamers and what they do, and children and all that stuff. I hear a lot of people when they talk about video games, who don't understand video games and don't want to take the time to understand video games, yet they still talk about it like they know exactly what they're talking about. They're like, oh, well, video games are violent, and they are horrible influences on our children, and will make them serial killers and murderers, and want to blow up large communities with bombs that they make out of toothpicks and car tanks. What? No, that's not what video games are. For those of you who don't know, and I don't know why you don't know this, a video game is a form of expression. It is a form of art. I am a firm believer in that. It is just like a movie, or a book, or a play, or a poem. It is a form of expression. It's just a more in-depth form of expression. It is an interactive form of expression. It gives you a sense of immersion that movies can't do. Books can, but they do it in a different way. This is interactive. This puts you in the world, literally. And a lot of people who say, well, we shouldn't be making video games like this because they're harmful to our children. It's an M-rated game. It's made with a higher target audience, like 18-year-olds and 25-year-olds and 30-year-olds. That's what it was made for. Those are the people they intend to play this game. That's why they made it M-rated. If they didn't want Call of Duty to be M-rated, they would have toned it down a lot, and it would have been T-rated or E-rated. I don't think there's ever been an E-rated shooter, but still. That's what it is. It's just like you didn't make The Godfather, you didn't make The Matrix, you didn't make V for Vendetta, the movie version, not the book version, or the comic book version. You didn't make these movies with a target audience of 6-year-olds. You made them with a higher age target audience. That's why they're R-rated. The same goes for M-rated games. They aren't meant for 6-year-olds or 7-year-olds. And for those parents who just blindly buy their kids these games and expect the kids to be fine, without doing any research on the video game, without even looking what it is, or really understanding what their kid can handle, and then they get angry when the kid starts mimicking certain things in the game. What did you expect to happen? If you buy an impressionable 7-year-old Gears of War, what do you think is going to happen? Know your kid and know the game. Don't just blindly say all games are bad or all games are good. Certain games shouldn't be played by certain people. That's a fact. Just like certain movies shouldn't be watched by certain people. It doesn't make sense to use a blanket statement like this when it's simply not true. So that irritates the crap out of me. Like I said, it's one of those things that boils my blood. Another thing is people not understanding that video games are a serious form of media. And thus they're like, Well, you can't do this. You can't make serious things in video games. What? These are meant for children. They're entertainment purposes. Well, movies and books are entertainment purposes. Some of the most, I mean, there's books that have genocide and stuff in it. Have horrible war crimes, atrocities, have famine, have death. You see the horrors of war in books. The main character's walking through a city and there's people dying left and right, people whose guts are hanging out, people who are starving, people who have got horrible diseases from the dead bodies that are not being buried quick enough. That's in movies, that's in books. Why can't it be in video games? Because it's interactive? If you do it right, that's going to give a better sense of what the horrors of war are. That's going to actually show the horrors of war. And you're going to be walking around the city where there's terrible things happening. You're going to go, holy crap, this is bad. War isn't pretty. Well, no shit. It's just, it comes down to people not understanding the media. And all of it is people not understanding the media and people not wanting to understand the media. People don't realize that the people who view these things and who do these things in video games and then go out and want to emulate it are probably already people with violent tendencies. They already have miswirings in the head and they already want to hurt people. There's patterns of people who will do this. And people who will just go out and do horrible things. It doesn't matter what movies they see or what video games they play or what books they read or music they listen to. They already want to hurt people. People have been hurting other people long before there was ever video games. Shit, long before there was even the written word. People have been hurting other people, either because they want to or because they want their stuff. Those are the primary reasons. They either want something from them or they just want to hurt them. Video games don't affect that stuff. To use an example, people, after the Columbine shooting, which was a horrible thing, people were trying to blame Marilyn Manson's music for what those kids did. And they were trying to speak, they were speaking with Marilyn Manson about this. I don't know if you guys know this, but Marilyn Manson is a very intelligent man. He is. He's weird as shit, but he's intelligent. And they were asking him, what would you say to these kids? What would you do? How would you speak to them to try and convince them? He says, I wouldn't speak to them, I'd listen. And it's the same thing. You can't, he knew that his music wasn't the reason they were overboard. He knew these kids already had problems. And this was their way of showing that. As horrible as it is. So you can't blame video games for violent people. Violent video games don't cause violent people. Violent people already exist. And this is just a scapegoat. And I like video games. I don't want them to be scapegoated. I don't want them to be limited. I don't want them to be bogged down by people who don't take time to understand it. That's going to make all the gamers out there go, what the hell? You guys just made a blind decision based on something you think you know. And it's going to suck for all of us. And that was really serious. And I apologize if you're just like, this guy's usually happy-go-lucky. Why is he so serious right now? Well, it's because this is something that really irritates me. And it's taking every ounce of self-control to prevent from just going, I love doing faces like that. Anyway, I really want to know what you guys think on the matter. I really want to know, in the comment section below, just post whatever you think, please. This is something that is kind of near and dear to me because I've been playing video games for a very long time, and I don't want them to be just sort of taken away because a bunch of people who don't know what they're talking about are going to be making decisions. And while I may not have a very big audience, I still have an audience. So let me know what you guys think. Please, thumbs up, thumbs down, subscribe, don't subscribe. It's a free country. You can do whatever you want. See? Free country. Free country. Anyway, until next time, ladies and gentlemen, my name is MrBigmick. Good hunting.